Hi, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a great day today. But what a market we woke up to this morning. I'm gonna tell you, I was mad before my feet hit the ground good. And we'll talk about that here in a minute. But it was just a rude awakening this morning, for me. But real quickly, I just want to point this out before we get going here. Is that your losses should fuel you in a way that your wins can. And what I mean by that, well, first, before you can understand what I mean by that, is you have to be honest with yourself about your wins and losses. Out in public, you can put up whatever front you want to put up. You can post whatever trades you want to post, whether they're real or not, whether they're yours or not, doesn't matter. But when the lights go off, when you're sitting there and it's just you and yourself, you have to look yourself in the mirror and be honest with yourself about your losses and your wins. Your losses should humble you and fuel that desire to want to get better. Winning has its place, but the losses are where the real depth is found. So you really have to focus on your losses. I spent all day yesterday. I had mentor session after mentor session after mentor session, and each one, we focused on the losses. And it's interesting because it's easy to focus on the wins. And we can easily look at the wins and see what we did right. But it's hard to focus on what we did wrong. And that is sorry, my dog starts barking as soon as I start talking. But if we focus on that and we're able to see what we did wrong, we're able to grow. And a lot of times and after we've taken the trade and we sit here and we say, I don't see what I did wrong, and then we start looking for other things to blame, other people to blame, and it's just real easy. But it's hard for us to see what happened, what we did, because we still may be amped up from that moment. And you see it happen with me every day in chat. After a trade and I've taken a loss, I'm sitting here saying, well, I did everything right. I waited. I let the market tell me exactly what it wanted to do. I don't know what else I could have done different. And then later on, when I'm doing my recap, I've figured out what I did wrong. And I'm telling you, this is where I messed up. This is where I made my mistake. And that's why focusing on your losses is really going to help you grow. You want something that's going to help you grow faster, focusing on your losses, learning how to reflect the right way. That's part of what I teach. And I think it's one of the most important elements that I teach in the day trading class is how to reflect. And that way, not only reflect on your losses, but on your wins. And that way you can continue to grow and continue to get better every day. So, I know it goes against human nature. And like I said before, you've heard me say this many times before, trading so many things about trading goes against human nature, goes against what we're taught. We're not taught to value losses. We're taught to value wins. We're taught to want to associate with winners, to want to be a winner. And we don't really ever get to understand or get to experience how valuable focusing on the losses and understanding why it happened and what we could do the next time to improve it, how important that really is. So, I just wanted to throw that out. There was something that I just kept thinking about, as, I work with these guys, and, it just comes clearer and clearer every time, we focus on that. And these traders that actually are 100% honest with themselves, honest with what they share me, they grow. And they start to figure this thing out and understand exactly what they need to do and what's important to continue to grow. So, your losses should fuel you in a way that your wins can. All right, so tomorrow, don't forget our Sneak Peek Wednesday. I'll be streaming live on my YouTube channel starting about 8:30. So you could be there, or you can go and subscribe and be notified when I go live. And if you know anybody that you feel would, benefit from hanging out with us, be sure to pass it on. I don't do the email blasts or, anything like that. Word of mouth is good enough for me. So you guys spread the word, and we'll be looking to start that about 8:30 tomorrow, and we'll go to about 10:30, 11, just depends on when that last trade kind of ends up, so we'll see. Kind of like last week, that's kind of what we'll end up doing. All right, so I'm putting finishing touches on my How to Trade with SureTrader presentation. I'm going to record it. It's not going to be a live webinar, because if I try to do that with this subject, it will turn into a bit session, because there's a lot of people who have really can be really over emotional when they're talking about SureTrader. So I've used them since the beginning of 2014. I use them every day. I stream that platform every day in chat. So there's nothing that I would hide. Everything that I talk about or everything that I share in this, is going to be 100% authentic, because you guys that's in the community, you see it every day. And if I was lying, you guys would call me on it. So hopefully I'll get that I'll be able to get that done tomorrow, but I will be able to put the finishing touches on this we'll be able to put the finishing touches on this tonight. All right, so let's get into our trading here from today. Well, if you remember yesterday, here's what we woke up to. If you remember yesterday, I was saying that I was looking for this SPY to sell off to this ascending support. You see where it hit, kind of hit here, hit here, hit here. We didn't quite get that pullback. We were just climbing here. But that big sell-off, we hit it. And I was looking for it to pull back here through yesterday around 270, 250. We just couldn't get there. We got a little bit of volatility, but not what I really wanted. We didn't get the move I wanted. So I was looking for it today to sell off, potentially, get through this and give us a nice sell off before, we come back. Kind of like giving us a candle like this where, we got the wick and it dipped through there before we got bought back up. And that would give me a nice, volatility trade here. But we woke up this morning to this. It gapped down. When I woke up, this thing had gapped down and it was trading around 271, and I couldn't believe it. And coming back from taking my son to school, I'm just watching this thing, and you can see how low this thing was. So we gapped well below my target for the day, and we were already gapped through that. Took up my whole trade plan, my whole move. Everything that I was looking for from the market today was gone. So I got pretty upset, and that kind of set the tone for my day. I know we can't control the market. I know that. That's not something that I can do. But, I do have to accept whatever the market gives me. And I had a hard time today accepting it. So, that kind of set the tone for my day. And you really can't, that's something that as a professional, I've been working on since day one. Very emotional person. And like I always say, you can't eliminate emotion. We're emotional beings. Part of our emotion is our defense mechanism. That's what keeps us doing the right things for the right reason. So I don't want to eliminate that, but managing it and understanding how to channel it, recognizing when these things come about that can cause you issues, that's kind of the way we have to direct, our energies. So, I kind of took a chill pill. That ride taking my son to school, it kind of helped a little bit. But it was, this was a home run deal. I mean, TVIX gapped down almost 8 points. That was my move. And I was looking, I've been trading it with a decent size, not big size, but decent size, anywhere from 500 to 1,000 shares. But today I was like, man, I'm going to size up on this thing. And got slapped in the face again because Speed Trader, in their infinite wisdom, restricted margin on TVIX. Sure Trader didn't. We'll look at that. I'll show you that in a minute. But it was crazy. So this is what I woke up to this morning. And of course, the day just didn't turn out very well at all. Didn't really make what I wanted to make on this. So you can see, here's TVIX. And I always wait for that first move. And so you see on the spot here, we made that first big sell-off. And then I was waiting for it to bounce and then start that next sell-off up in here. But you can see what happened. It didn't really give us that bounce. We ended up making a higher low. It took back off and it never looked back. Every dip got bought up. And after a while, it just got more aggressive and more aggressive. So you knew this wasn't coming back. There was no way you could sit here and wait for this to come back. So that's why I said once I saw what it was doing, I knew we were done. And there was no need to just sit around and wait for something that you knew technically just wasn't going to happen. And you don't want to sit there and take boredom trades and all of that. So I did try one trade in the afternoon, but when we get to that small account trade, you'll see that. But this is what happened. I bought here, and this was into strength. I mean, we were bouncing. Got the first target, and I said I was gonna do. I started to do 31.50, and I was like, nah, I need to do 31 because you know how fickle this is. And sure enough, that was a smart move because it came back and stopped me back out at break even before we started to sell off. And remember how the SPY just kept going up? This just kept going up. So there were no more trades on this for me at all. But, $200, I'll take it. Based on the day we had and the fact that, how it started for me, I will definitely take $200 here. Now, CAT was on our watch list, and of course I gravitated to this one. It was a higher price stock. I could only get 100 shares of it, but look at the window. Look at the big gap it had. So if it opened up and it started to push back, we had a huge gap that we could close. And if we started to sell off, we had wide open spaces here because it put in a new 52-week low. So I kind of gravitated to this one. I think there was another stock or two that was putting in a 52-week low, but this one I felt had the best opportunity. Slightly higher float, but it's still not high. 5 million shares is not really that high, or almost 6 million. So 600, almost 600 million share float. So that's not small, but it's not too big either. And you can see it had the ability to put in some pretty nice moves. So I was looking for it. Here's the pre-market low we put in. And here is the first 5-minute candle. I forgot to mark this. But I didn't mark this because that didn't mean anything to me. Whenever the opening range low, the pre-market low, is this close and below the 5-minute opening range low, this is what I gravitate to. I do not take that 5-minute opening range trade off of this candle. I'll wait and I'll take it once we've broken down below this pre-market low. This tends to be a pretty significant level here, and you can see when we came back down, we got bought right back up off of it. We came down, but this candle never confirmed. So it was never an entry yet. Here's the rejection. Once we got through it, that's when I got in. But just no follow through in the market because it bounced. The market bounced and it kept bouncing all day. And, you can see I got in here, and then here's the pullback. Not quite break even, but just below break even that I got out. So really nice morning trade. Yeah, I could have doubled my profits by getting all out down here, but I was looking for more. I was expecting more based on what I saw and the volatility I saw coming out of the SPY early to the downside. I was looking for it, but it didn't happen. You got to give it a shot. Got to give it a shot. When we came up here and then rejected, I thought we were in business, but making these higher lows was the first signal that we may be going, and sure enough, we went. But I did get in over here. I waited for this to pull back. I wasn't going to short into the 9 and the 20 and the 50. I was going to wait to see for it to work its way through this, then short it, take some off when it came through to the VWAP, and waited to see if we were going to go back through, or if we got one candle up, I was going to take the rest off. But what happened was we never got close. Now, some of these stocks like CAT, this one is heavy institutional owned. It's going to respect the SPY more so than, let's say, the biotechs or, some of the other stocks that just are more volatile, they don't respect the SPY anymore. I mean the VWAP anymore. Those are the ones that I say I'll trade, and I don't care if I'm shorting into the VWAP or buying into it. It doesn't matter on certain stocks. And as you trade, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. But this is one, when you get to one of these that, really established company, that's got some good institutional ownership on it, it's gonna respect it. And those are the ones that you have to look at. So here, we never did come close. We kind of reacted to 119, and I did not like that reaction, so I ended up getting out. And you can see exactly what happened afterwards. Blew up. We were sitting there with our mouths open in chat. Like what just happened. But that was that. That was my cue. At 2 o'clock, it was time to shut the day down. And it just didn't do anything else the rest of the day. So not good, but okay. $94 on 2 trades. Adding, $100 to my account, I'm gonna get $1 back for each ticket. So that's like $99. Right at $100 adding to your account. I mean, the more you add, the closer you get to your goal. So as long as we add and we don't subtract, we manage the market as best we could. Now, absolutely, we could have taken this to the long side, but I was not looking long. I wasn't feeling long today. There's some days I come out the gate and I'm feeling long and I'm looking for long trades. I just wasn't feeling it today. And so I just didn't really take it. The only long I was looking at was TVIX because I was looking for the market to be short. But that was that. So that's it for me for today. Remember, tomorrow we have our Sneak Peek Wednesday. Pass the word. If you guys aren't in the community, just pop on to my YouTube channel and check me out. If not, subscribe so you can get a notification when I go live. All right, guys, so take it easy. Have a great night and great evening. And I'm going to go to work on this Sure Trader presentation. And I will see you in the morning.